All right. I am back. It's been a few weeks. Sure, everybody's missed me. No, work has been crazy, as you can probably, excuse me, it's showing up right now. Here, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, and just generally needed a break from some of this stuff. So I'm back working on my Atari 2600 emulator called Stanley. I'm gonna give a little overview of what it does so far. Let's do cargo run. And then I think it's been a while, so I'm trying to remember how all this works. I think I can just pass in tic-tac-toe.bin. So, excuse me. Um, Hopefully that'll clear up. So yeah, I think last time I got running, I got this had already been done, but I got the event uh to pull this up. And then what this is missing, right now I can enter a uh so I have like the button input handled, but I don't have the movement input handled at all, which should be straightforward. So I'm going to um, do that today, and then I think I'm gonna switch this music over. One second. Okay, I think I'm. I wonder if I was just showing my Spotify there. I think it's fine if I did. Um, yeah, it probably was. Regardless, I'll need to remember to do that. So, um, so what I'll do today is handle those inputs for the first joystick, um, and sort of in the spirit of letting the needs of a program drive out sort of new features rather than trying to implement them all in a vacuum. I think I might deal with colors. I might deal with colors off stream. They're slightly more interesting than I thought they would be, but they're maybe less interesting than some of the other stuff I could do. Um, but these colors are just hard coded now. We're not actually doing the correct lookup. I don't think those will be super interesting. But then I think we get some more ROMs from the internet that demonstrate different features of the Atari 2600 and make them work. Starting from really simple ones like that show the whole color palette. That's why I think I might do colors later. And then there's some that like demonstrate some really crazy sort of features of the Atari 2600. I have an idea for a way to like automate a test suite here that I think would be cool. I'm keeping track of like the number of clock cycles that are happening. I have the ability to use input. I think I can like assert that like it, I think I can just sort of diff images, and I think that'll be an interesting thing. I've thought about doing that in a lot of cases. Um, but, uh, but this one seems better, largely because the stuff's pretty deterministic, and I can like say like what clock cycle I want to do specific actions on and stuff like that. Any randomness in Atari games is usually done by just sort of like timing hacks, right? So like whether in this case it's random whether you start with an X or an O. That's just done basically on the frame that the user presses the button. Since users are not good enough at selecting a specific frame, um, that will look random to them, but it is not random. So if we like mocked that input, we could be sure that we were pressing that button on the same frame all the time. I think that'd be nice. I don't think there's any of the current emulators that are heavily tested like that. Specifically in that sort of like overall, like is the image correct? So we'll see. But those are ambitions. So for now, we're just gonna get the rest of the input handled, and I think that is it. So I may need to look. Yeah, let's look in our program here. think somewhere here we should be seeing where we're seeing, but not pressed. Up maybe, or down? Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're basically checking this. I don't know how to pronounce it. Switcha. Um, that is. Let's go over to the cell doc and we'll look it up. Hex 280. I believe that puts it on the riot. So whereas the button is on the TIA, this up, down, left, right input is on the riot at 280, and we're just gonna be worried about player one for now. You can see which bits. It's this top 4 bits that we're worried about. So that shouldn't be too hard. We should be able to get that done pretty quickly. So, how do we do that in a reasonable way? Excuse me. Sorry for the cough. For those of us who are joining us later, of course, it started up again when I was streaming. Probably it's because I'm talking a lot, but I'm mostly over a cold, and clearly just need more water. So let's take a look at the two. We're handling 280 here. Is that right? Okay, so this is a active low, basically, situation. So a 0 indicates that the switch is closed, and a 1 indicates that the joystick is not moving. So that's why this is all 1s here. So we'll need... I think it makes sense to sort of keep it in this, in a U8 where we mess with the bits rather than like breaking it out. I can see an argument for having like a struct that constructs this on the fly, but this is simple enough that it shouldn't be too bad. So defaults to 1. Oh yeah, hey Corey. Yeah, thanks for following. Yeah, this is pretty... Yeah, I haven't really looked at other emulators, so I don't know how well I'm doing here. I have a little bit of background by watching someone do a Virtual Boy emulator. He comes up a lot in this channel. His name is Ferris, I believe. Does emulators. He's on YouTube, so there's like a lot of stuff to watch out there. There's some pretty established emulators in C, at least, for the Atari 2600. This is definitely like excuse me, a learning experience for me. So I've been trying to figure out most of this without looking at how they've implemented stuff. So take all this with a grain of salt. I'm sort of learning as I go on this. This is a bummer because this needs to default to 1. I might need to like actually implement default. Wondering where I'm using default there. Yeah, here in the tests. I'm using it in a lot of places. Maybe I'll just implement new. Yeah, I'll do that instead. turning self. It seems like you know what you're doing in Risk. That's it. Hey, Leprechaun. Uh, that might be an overstatement. I'm definitely like I've been using it for a while, um, but some of the specifics I don't know very well. How do you convert a slice of U8s to a slice of U16s and bit shift each pair? Oh, I see what you're saying. You're trying to like. I think I don't know that you're going to be able to do that easily without an allocation. Let me think. Well, so if you're okay with like passing that through an iterator, you should pretty easily be able to take a slice of U8s and let me show. I'm trying to remember if I remember exactly what the functions are in iterator, but you should be able to take by pairs and then bit shift. Yeah, so you want like they're saying if you had an array, you want you had 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to turn that into um, you have to decide which one's most significant. But if you're saying least significance first, you'll want to do like 1 plus 2 shifted by 8, and then 3 plus 4 shifted by 8. Yeah, there's nothing that would prevent you from doing that. I think what you would need to do is you need to turn it to an iter. So you need to take the first one, iter, and then you can like, there's got to be something in the standard library on iterator. Uh, see if they have like a window. Yeah, so you can get windows of 2, which I think is what you were saying. Okay, so you knew about that one. So yeah, and you can do that directly to on the slice, so you don't even. And then you'll want to like map. You get so like map. Um, looks like you get a slice back. There might be something similar to window that's like chunks. The chunks are slices that do not overlap. Yeah, windows. So windows will move along. Yeah, yeah, Corey. I think you're right. I think you might want chunks. I was wondering if there's something that would give you back like a something that's like not a slice in there. Because otherwise you'll just have to do some indexing. And chunks won't always be like the right length. Like you'd have to ensure some stuff. But basically, yeah, then here you would do. I won't go fully into this, but then you have a slice here. So slice. Shifted 8. Probably need parentheses around that. And then you'll want to just collect that into a U16 slice. And I think that should work. You may have to do some conversion in between there. So without getting too far down the rabbit hole there, I think that the standard library has you covered. You can pretty easily just shift things over in Rust and do conversions. Sorry about this cough, you guys. Hopefully that goes away. Yeah, no problem. Um, what are you working on something in particular, or are you just trying to learn? So what I don't know is, can I do? If I don't derive default from that, yeah. But I could do this. Oh, what put the like this comma. Oh, I see. Returns just a stream of U8, and you're trying to see if you can like slice it up into U16. Yeah, I wouldn't. I haven't messed with like reinterpreting slices of stuff. I would think there's probably a better way to like reinterpret a slice of bytes as a slice like a as U16s. That seems like it'd be common enough. Uh, but I don't know. Yeah, it's like if you were in JavaScript world, you could like you'd have an array or a array buffer, and you could like take a view as a U8 or a U16 or a U64. There must be something like that. Sorry, it's not a part of like is there like a anyway, I don't want to go too much down a rabbit hole, but I feel like there's probably a better tool for that than sort of shifting bits around. Um, so now we just need to change all these. Some of these don't matter, so I'm fine with. Hey, thanks for the follow. I hope if you have more questions, I can be of help. UDP, sorry. uh, DNS servers and UDP sound like a fun challenge. Byte order. That sounds like a. It sounds like somebody must have done that in a way that makes sense. Cool. So where am I using this? I'm using this in mod. Yeah. So just instead of just use new there. Okay. So then 280 we're returning. Where am I? type. We're returning this, so we can just return self dot. Add that to my dictionary. Great. Cool. So then I need to go from my it's been a while since I've looked at this stuff, so joystick button one. Where's that? Input. Okay. Just do up, down, left, right. For now, eventually these will be duplicated, so we could have like another sort of type of input. Flytag, thank you for the follow. How's it going? Welcome to our super chill Sunday, or I guess Father's Day Atari 2600 emulator stream. If you want to see what I've been up to, here is what I've been working on. Hopefully, I haven't broken anything. Yeah, I think I just added some stuff. This is a homebrew Atari 2600 game I made a while ago. Nothing simple, just a computer, or nothing complicated, just a computer like tic-tac-toe game. And I've been basically just building an emulator around it to run it. I'm almost done, but there's a lot more to the emulator. So after I'm done with this, I'm gonna start working on other sort of demos. So basically, right now, all I can do is fill it in, and what I'm working on now is the ability to like move this cursor around. Um, but yeah, that's where we are. So basically, that's I was adding support for that cursor moving around right here, and then I believe. So we're gonna do something like this, basically a bunch of times. Um, Eventually, this will need to be factored out, but key code. Let me guess here. Up. And probably. Can I go to definition here? Okay. So it does look like it's up, down, left, right. Oh, you know what? I'm putting this on uh AW or whatever it is, DWS. So I don't actually want to do up right now. So we're gonna do W. This will be up. What did I do wrong? It's variance. Oh, I spelled it wrong up here. Oh, nice. we'll just separate these for now. Yeah, so I'm just implementing all these. It's taking a little longer than I expected, so I should be talking more while I'm doing that. I think now, now I'm like looking at search and replace stuff, um, but I have too many ups and downs already, so I can't really just replace them all. Um, okay, we'll do right. This should be easier to search and replace. So I should be able to left with right and D. Okay, so then I need to figure out where I'm using input type, which I think I can do by go references. Is that right? So that's a definition. Oh, it wants me to remove all the, but that's actually just coincidence. So uh, okay, so I think that's all done in here. Let's see. Let me grep for input type. Like I said, it's been a little while. So I'm handling input event. Maybe I moved all that into my system. Well, how did I do that? Okay. Let me search around a little bit. It's been long enough since I saw this that I am sort of losing track of where everything is. So I thought I searched in here. Okay. Um, so we don't want to just handle it or hand it to the TIA. We want to hand it to both. I can imagine some really clever systems where we like things like register the events they want and stuff like that. I think for now we can just um, I think that's fine. We could move it to the system itself. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. And let that dispatch. Okay, so I'm going to move this input event over here. Impl system. Since we're kind of doing that, like with memory, we're dispatching, ticking. Yeah. Well, it's sort of. So we'll make it a public function. Input event. Does it need to be mutable? Probably. And here we can actually just copy this all from the riot. From the TIA. And also just need to pull over so pulling this over to yikes, what did I miss? Ah, yeah, okay. So we'll do self.riot. And TIA, which shouldn't fail, but riot will. So we'll probably just copy move over to the riot, impl riot, public function, put it after tick. Cool. And so then here we'll have joystick up, stick down. Set that in a second. Oh, I need both start and end on this side. Yeah, there's definitely an abstraction to be made here. Here I can do. Okay, so we've got up, down. We'll do left. Much better. And right. Okay. And so then all of these are just going to modify that sort of internal one. So they're always one. It's going to and them properly, I think. Okay. So it's going to look like, I might be able to just do this on one line. Self.s and with 0x. So for up, it's D4. So this will be, might as well just do binary so it's really clear what's going on here. 0, 1. We're going to do it the other way around. 1, 1, 0, 1. So we basically just want to like unset that one. And then we'll go the other way. That's going to be or. Just unconditionally set it. Unless I've forgotten my binary operations, I believe that works properly. So basically what's going on here is when the input starts, we pull this fourth pin, virtual pin, which corresponds to up to 0, and then we push it back up when the inputs ended. So this should look much the same on all of these. Oh, it doesn't like something. This U8. Let's see. Oh, I got a bunch of errors. Okay. Let's fix some of this other stuff. So we use crate, render, no event, and input event. No input event on renderer. Oh, I also need to do equals here. That's why it's complaining about the match arms. That'll clear some stuff up. Input type. It's not input event, it's input type. Okay. Straightforward. Then I should be able to see better. Oh, I'd say moving the event. So I can actually just take a reference. We just have to read it. So, um, and then TIA. Okay. I think we're good. I don't know what it was saying about the U8. Oh, I see. It was just telling me I was returning that. So this should be fine. So this should look much the same everywhere, except it'll just be different bits that we're messing with. So here, it's the next one up. Yeah. That's probably the easiest way to... Wait, this is setting them all. So we'll kind of mess that up. Just need to set the one. Cool. That's not the one I wanted. See, yank, and did I do it? Yeah, there we go. So this is just a one here. Zero there. To the end. Switching bits around. Where's toggle bit when you need them? Let me make sure right and left are in the right position here. So it's left and then right. So this is left and then right. Okay. Okay, I think we're almost done here, and then I'm gonna have to figure out what to do next because I've only been streaming for 45 minutes. So that'll be fun though. Assuming we have a first time here. So I'm pretty sure this should just work because we're already reading schwa in the program. Yeah, okay, so cargo might have a bug somewhere. Yep. Main. Need to just take a reference. See if there's any problems. Oh, interesting. This must be new. Getting a lot of. Oh, this is .cargo stuff. Okay, that's. I'm not so worried about that. Yeah, I didn't write this. I don't know why it's coming up on my diagnostics. That's weird. Function on the new on the right is never used. Yeah, this might break. Hold on. Why is it never used? System? Because I didn't change this. I don't need this. Yeah, I don't know why it's picking up this cargo. I might have to mess with that at some point. Wondering if I do it again. Okay. Like I just pulled something into my buffers without realizing it. So if I cargo run tic-tac-toe ban, and then I go past the screen, and then I can move around. I believe that's oh, I can't seem to move to the right. I can move. Oh, I got totally stuck. And then I lost from. Oh, I thought it was going to be a first try. It detected a loss from that somehow. Which I have to imagine is the emulation and not that my game was that broken. Wow, it's like. Wow. Uh, so up and down seems to work. Left works. Right works. That was down. Now I'm in the corner. And I lost. Okay. Let's see what's going on. I mean, I wouldn't put it past me to have written like a very strange bug in the past, but let's see if there's anything obvious going on before I like get too into. So the cool thing is we can pull up a debugger and I can actually take a look at. I think I can output this in binary, and this will be SWCHA. Then I can go through the debugger and take a look at what this value is. Self dot. Rust Analyzer had a lock on the. So there we can see the SWCHA. It looks like it printed out properly in binary. And then here I should be able to hit the F button. It'll at some point redraw the screen. Okay, so it's running through slowly enough, but we should be able to see as I press the up. Wait, okay, what's the up button is bit 4, so it should turn to 0 as I press the up button. Okay, so it did, and then at some point it'll come through, and then when I turn it off, yeah, it turns back to 1. So that seems to be working properly. So if I hit Z, you can see the down button's working properly. And it's turning on and off, and then the left is turning on and off properly. Let's see. At some point it'll come back around. Yeah, okay. And right seems to be working proper. Right gets stuck. Okay. So I did something wrong, and right is stuck in the on position. You'll see next time it'll keep pushing it to the right. Why it thought that was my game thought that the game was over is very strange. That's almost certainly a bug in the game. It's interesting that it's not continuing to move my cursor right, but we know that that's incorrect. Aha, okay. Simple error. Let's try it without debug and see what happens. So we F, and then we can move up and down. It never gets stuck. All right, so we'll play a game. All right. Here's a nice little fork. Okay, but I need to stop this. And I lost. I am unsure how I'm losing. That seems like that might be. Hey, it's Itsu. How's it going? Yeah, I wish I had something like a Boom. You can watch me play a really low rent version of Tic Tac Toe against a computer, that appears to have a bug. Um, I assume it's an emulator problem. Let's try it a couple times. Yeah, it seems like if anything's in a row, it loses. It's gonna be really hard to parse out what's going wrong here. Um, so it's like, but I'm gonna go up here. Okay, this one worked. So I think it's only on this diagonal, but now it's a draw. Okay, I'm gonna assume I have this bug on my other version. That's pretty funny. I did a lot of testing on that thing, and still missed some random stuff. So I can actually do Stella. This is the sort of canonical emulator here that I haven't looked at the source code, but I definitely am looking at the. You can see some things look significantly different. Um, I think part of it's the shade of the color red. But if I go there, well, it's not gonna let me block there, is it? Okay. There's definitely some jankiness. Okay, so if I do this, then I don't lose that way, but I lose that way. Huh. Let's see if I can recreate it on my own. So didn't lose that way. I'm gonna just assume that it's a bug in my. Well, that's a real loss. Okay. Do I care to debug my game logic, or am I gonna? It just seems like it's broken enough that there's something wrong with my emulation, but it might be kind of boring. Well, maybe I'll take a break and give it a second. So I can pretty much reproduce it here. Yeah, let's see if I can do that on Stella. Tells me there might be something up with my emulation in general if I can't. Like I was getting a very consistent so this is not a good start. Okay. Okay, so this is the start I had. So it's pretty deterministic. Okay, so there's definitely something wrong with my the name Stanley makes more sense. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's where so Stella is actually the name of the was the like code name of the project for the Atari 2600 or the VCH project. So in fact, you have things like this written in 1979 called Stellar Programmer's Guide, um, and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's where that was the joke. Okay, it's reproducible enough, and I know where that logic is that I may be able to like determine that. Let me take a quick break, get some water, and we'll do a little debugging because I do think that I have input handled properly. So 5 minutes or so.